Well, hello there, it's Kriint and welcome to another speed build. As you can tell probably from the title and the thumbnail, today we are recreating the Grace and Frankie house, from the Netflix TV show. I used to recreate houses and restaurants and whatever so often back in the day. I used to love that stuff. But to be honest, this takes so long that I stopped. Because usually, for example, in the Grace and Frankie house, what I do is I take screenshots from... I watch the entire thing, either that's a movie, I just watch the entire movie, or if it is a TV show, I just have to watch the entire TV show, every episode, every season, the entire thing. And I take screenshots for every room, on every angle, and I then separate them in folders. What I do is I try to piece them together. It's kind of like, this is the part that I love so much. It's kind of like parts of a puzzle. You have all these parts of a puzzle and then you have to piece them together to create the layout. Because when you watch a TV show, let's be honest, you don't really care about the layout, do you? Why would you care about it? No one noticed that. Does the layout make sense? No one cares. Is the kitchen where the living room was before? No one will notice. Unless, you're a hardcore fan and you watch the TV show like for 5 times, you won't notice that. So piecing them together and then seeing the whole creation come to life, I absolutely loved it. And I kind of miss it occasionally. And the last show that I recreated was The Wizards of Waverly Place, that I absolutely loved to watch when I was a teen, I want to say, a tween maybe, and it was just so fun. I recreated it when Realm of Magic was released. I loved it, really loved it. I was working on this Grace and Frankie house for 2 years, and I kid you not, 2 years. So I tried not to spoil anything, by the way. You will see on the top left screenshots where I was taking inspiration from every moment. However, there are more screenshots that I used, again, for every little nook of the house. But I think, obviously, changing the screenshot on the top of your screen every 2 seconds isn't really gonna help you. But just having a more broad idea, it just helps a bit more. So what I was saying... I don't recall. Oh yeah, 2 years ago, season 4 was released. But yeah, obviously in this you won't see any spoilers. Grace doesn't marry Frankie and have a secret baby and stuff like that. It's very simple. 2 years ago, season 4 was released, and I was watching it with my boyfriend, and he goes, "This is such a pretty house. You could definitely recreate it in The Sims." I'm like, I want to do that, because the house, it's such a beautiful house. Like, it's so detailed and it's so nicely decorated, and I absolutely loved it. So I got so excited, and then we finished season 4, and then this big cliffhanger happens that you're like, is there going to be a season 5? Is there gonna be a house? Are the actors gonna be there? What is life? I don't know. But I decided, again back then, to say, you know what? The house is so pretty, so it really doesn't matter. I just want to build it because I really like it, and that's all. And I started. I took screenshots for every episode till season 4, and then I kind of realized, well, freak. You see, often in the TV show, Grace pulling up with a car outside the garage and then going down a staircase, opening up a red door and going inside the house. Obviously, again, when you watch the TV house, you don't really think of that much. So me trying to piece together the pieces, I realized that this house is built on a slope, and you have the road on one side. You have the pool house / garage house / guest house, and then there's an entire separate house that's like a level below. And I was like, this is sloping. It was 2 years ago. We didn't have terrain tools in The Sims. I cannot do this, because obviously I could kind of do it, kind of like with a workaround, But to be honest with you, I was maintaining hope that eventually the Sims team would add terrain tools, which they did. Shout out to the gurus. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this. Help, I really don't want to do this because it wouldn't look, this good. So they add turning tools and I get excited and I'm like, oh hell yeah, I can finally finish the Grace and Frankie, or just start working on the Grace and Frankie house. And I didn't even make the layout back the first try. So I start trying to build the layout because it's very important for me to have a visual of how the layout will look in The Sims. When you build a house in real life, you don't need to be concerned with stuff that the walls need to be one grid tile wide. No, you don't work with a grid. If you want your walls to be one brick wide, the wall can be one brick wide. This is not a thing in The Sims. If you want your wall to be a 20-degree angle, it can be on a 20-degree angle. Here in The Sims, it's only 45. This is the best we can do, I'm sorry. So having obviously a visual of how everything will work and how I'm supposed to build it saves a lot of time while building. So I started doing the layout, and when I reached to the interior, doing the small living room that we already did, which, by the way, I am not a rich American, so I really don't get what's the use of having 2 living rooms, that they both have a TV. What's the point? Why do you need 2 living rooms? I'm sorry, again, I'm not rich, I don't get it. 1 living room is enough. So I draw the couches and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. No, thank you. I was really bored, not gonna lie. So flash forward to last month. We started watching the last season of Grace and Frankie. And we've just finished binge watching every season of Modern Family from 1 to 11. And I was feeling like this warm, fuzzy feeling. I was getting reminiscent of when I built the Modern Family houses that I had so much fun with. And we started rewatching the Grace and Frankie show, and I got all inspired. I should definitely finish them and just start with it. Just have fun. I'm gonna enjoy this process. It's gonna be so great. However, we was half of the season or something like that, and then I tell my boyfriend, we need to stop, and he's like, huh? Why? What? And I'm like, we're not gonna watch any more episodes. Again, him, confused noises. We left the 3. I decided to not watch the 3 last episodes because I'm like, I know that I will get bored halfway building it and I need the inspiration. So if I ever get bored, we can get back to the stove, watch an episode, and then I'll be like, the house is so pretty, I'm gonna finish it. Yeah, because I know me. I know that I get bored doing this. But you know what? I actually didn't, so shout out to me. So I started doing the layout, and usually when I'm doing the layout of a house from a TV show or a movie, I struggle a lot, not gonna lie, because obviously when the producers decide, you know what, I wanna do a TV show, they pick the house, okay? They go usually close to where the soundstage is and where the filming will take place, and they pick a house that will match the vibe and the characters they want the show to have. And they decide to obviously choose a house that's near the soundstage, because if you want to do exterior shots, you don't want your whole crew to travel, 2 hours away. This is not practical, especially if we're talking for a TV show as Grace and Frankie, Modern Family, and any other TV show, that's more weekly, daily. It's not a big production, it's just a comedy thing, something simple. So they pick the house, and of course they don't record inside the house. They have the exterior, they recreate some sort parts of the exterior there, and what they do in the soundstage is they build the interior any way they like, because it really doesn't matter. What matters for them is to obviously have something that represents the characters. It has a nice flow. they can film there. It's more spaces because you have cameras traveling, you have the actors, you have the microphone guys, the boomer guys. I don't know. I don't know any of that stuff, so I'm not pretending that I know. So obviously there are more spaces on the inside, and the problem that I run into is the exterior never matches the interior. Like, the exterior is twice as small as the interior, and I somehow have to fit everything inside. However, whoever built the sets for Grace and Frankie, huge shout out to them. I love them. I shake my hand, I tip my hat. I don't know what else you do. But what they did is they picked the house. The house, by the way, the actual house is located in Malibu. And they picked the house, and then they asked the blueprints of the actual house. So what they did is they recreated the layout of the rooms exactly as it is to a soundstage, which made the whole thing so much easier for me, and it just made me so happy. However, of course, I still run into problems because, again, real life doesn't work with a grid. And just a fun fact, in The Sims, even though the Sims can walk diagonally, at least correct me if I'm wrong, I think they can walk diagonally. They cannot walk the stairs diagonally because we don't have diagonal stairs. And this made the layout kind of challenging, and I got really frustrated. Like, The Sims is 6 years old. Why don't we have diagonal stairs? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Is it that hard? I'm not a gaming programmer. I know very basic of Python coding, and this is it. So I got really frustrated with that. Something else that really frustrated me. You will see a bit, like, after doing the whole sitting exterior area, you will see that I did the sides of the house. So the actual house, and you will see like how the actual house looks on Google Maps. The actual house is very narrow and very long because, again, it's located on a road, and then you walk down and you have the beach. So all the houses around it are also very similar, very, very long. And if we could translate that to like Sims data, we could say this is a 50 by 20 lot. However, this is not a lot size we have in the Sims, which, let me tell you, I'm very happy because I don't think I would have something to build in a 50 by 20 lot. I think there is a 40 by 20 lot in Newcrest, but this is it. I didn't really want to build it on a 40 by 20. I feel like it's very limiting on where you can place it. So this is built on a 40 by 30 lot. However, this raises more problems. First things first, the lot is less wide. Is it wide? No, it's less long. So I'm kind of like missing 10 tiles. And because it's built on a slope, I had to do something about it. I decided, you will see it in the screenshots too, where the driveway is. I made it very small, to be honest, because it really doesn't matter. It didn't really look that good because, again, you can see like how harsh the slope is, and I didn't really know how to make this look good. And what I also did is I made the pool area a bit shorter, like by one tile, and I had to make the whole exterior sitting area again smaller by approximately 2 tiles. So everything is kind of squeezed in, if you will. However, that arises the problem, what do I do with the sides? Because on the actual house, and even on Grace and Frankie, on the left side by what's in the house from the beach, you have a different house. And on the right side, you have a basketball court that it's attached to, again, a different house. I decided to keep the basketball court because it was kind of easier, not gonna lie. It didn't really need much effort, and you could just have a random basketball court. And on the left side, I decided to make it as a pathway. 2 houses down the line from the actual Grace and Frankie house, there's like a private pathway down to the beach, and I decided to kind of recreate that. So yeah, I didn't really want to just leave it blank because it didn't really look that good. You would just have 10 tiles with nothing there. To be completely honest, I searched on the gallery to see if anyone else recreated the Grace and Frankie house. A couple people did. One decided to not add the pool slash guest house slash garage part, and another one made the house too wide, which is fine because it looked good on the thumbnail, but it wasn't very accurate. But that really didn't help me, because what would I put there? That's why I went with, the basketball court and the pathway. I think it looks kind of okay. So the build took me 23 hours, again, not counting everything. And the editing took me 10 hours. I cut off a lot of things. The actual time of the video was 2 hours, and we're now down to 22 minutes. What I cut was, first things first, I cut off a lot of rooms that weren't in the actual house. According to Zillow, the actual house has 6 bedrooms. According to Hooked on Houses, the actual house has 4 bedrooms. I don't know which one is true, but this one has 3 bedrooms plus the art studio, because that's all I could fit. We have the master bedroom, which is shown in the TV show, and we have a couple more bedrooms, and we have a laundry room, we have a bathroom, we have a guest bedroom, and we also have Frankie's bedroom, which again, none of these are shown in the TV show, so I decided to not include them. Of course, I cut off a lot of other things, but we've never seen, obviously, again, the Frankie's bedroom. Of course, it's there because they don't sleep together. So I decided to kind of try and give it a Frankie vibe. It's kind of eclectic, it's kind of bohemian. I don't think I nailed it. It looks okay, but it's not really giving me a Frankie vibe, to be completely honest. But I decided to say, you know what? That's fine. You will see the Frankie bedroom, by the way, in the screenshot. So this is the art studio, and this is another part that I really struggled. You've seen the art studio quite a lot, and we know it's on the beach house slash pool house slash guest house. You can see those arch-like windows, which are on the top floor of the guest house slash pool house. You get it at this point. The middle floor of that building, it's the garage, which again, obviously, I can't skip the actual garage. You need to store your car somewhere. And the bottom part is where the pool house is, which I added some showers and stuff like that. So I didn't know how to recreate that, because in some shots you can see behind this red door, there is a nice fence, and there's a walkway and some nice bushes, and I really didn't know what to do, because this is on the 3rd floor, essentially, and I got really confused, and I was not gonna lie, at this point I was pretty done with the house. Again, I don't even know 18 hours in, something like that, and I decided this works. So the entryway is from the garage, and I got bored and I got tired, so I'm this entire thing is just clutter. And everywhere around the house, I'm this photo in this specific scene is a beach, so I need to go in the gallery and find a beach photo. That's all these pictures that you see me take. But here I'm okay, clutter, let's add painting clutter, because I really couldn't care anymore. I know this room isn't accurate. I really didn't know how to do it. I think it looks okay still, because I didn't know what else to do. So yeah, I just want to say that even though I obviously used way too many pictures and way too many photos from the gallery, I've already, by the way, uploaded the build to my gallery, because I know me, I would forget. I'm lazy. So the build is already up in the gallery, and in the description I gave credit to everyone that I downloaded, photos, pictures, whatever it was. Credits due where credits due. However, if you're really vigilant and you have some severe problems, you will notice that, for example, here where you see the pictures on the walls from the family members, when I tried to upload it to the gallery, some specific photos were flagging the build as custom content. And of course, after putting so many hours, I didn't really want someone else's content to flag my build as custom content. So what I did, again, I have a problem, I should probably look into it. I went around the entire house, room by room. I checked every room, I checked every picture. I found out which photos were flagging the room as custom content. Then I went back to the gallery, I found new pictures and I replaced them. This whole thing took 3 hours. And I really regret not taking that. They would be flagging as custom content. Something else that also annoyed me is, so with the next update, with Snow Escape, we get platforms. And the dining room area and the library area are all raised, like you can see it here. So I tried to make like a split level as we would do, have everything raised and then just delete the floors, but that caused a bug and everything just looked so weird and so bad. Again, if you follow me on Twitter, I rant about it a lot. About it too. So yeah, it's just the fence and it's not perfect. I was kind of debating, keeping the build under wraps for 3 weeks, but until platforms came, but I decided, you know what, no one cares this much. So I decided to say, you know what, that is fine. And yeah, this is everything. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I really hope you enjoyed the build. If I did any mistakes, feel free to let me know. I always love when people point those out. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you'll have an amazing day and take care. Bye!